Hey, what's going on, everybody? Monty here. I want to do a little PC update video, kind of like where my build's at right now. I know some people had some questions on what I changed, had some questions about, reliability, speed. Did I notice any difference going from 2080 Ti to 3090? So on and so forth. So I figured I'd cover all that in this video. So first of all, I got the LG CX OLED, 48-inch TV. It's badass. Super huge, super ridiculous. But I had the option to trade in my Alienware for that, so I went ahead and said, screw it, I'll just try it out. Pixel, as far as like the pixels, size-wise, I'm about almost 3 feet from the TV, just sitting where I'm at now, and I do want to move back some, but just looking at it now, like typically on TVs you could see pixels if you're far back enough, but right here, I don't see any pixels at all, and I am at 4K, 120 hertz, G-Sync as well, but I don't see any like pixels, no dots, no nothing. Looks fine. So that's cool. Blacks are obviously the best. Contrast is the best as well. So yeah, I mean, I would ideally like to be probably maybe like 4 feet back. Like if I could bring my desk back to maybe about right here. I think that would be like the best. I want to get a butcher block is what I want to kind of do. Go to Home Depot. They got them for about 150 bucks. And they're really solid, thick piece of wood. Then obviously I'd have to get a frame and stuff. But anyways, that's kind of where I'm at as far as the display goes. I did make a video recently on 3090 for the Win 3 I was able to snag on EVGA's website. So I got that. I did have to get a new case. I made a video on that as well. That's the Fractal Design Meshify S2 case. So that's a really good case. The extended, I'm going to link a previous video here as well. I have a lot more space. I got about 6-8 inches in between the back of the graphics card all the way to the front of the case. So that's really, really good as far as how long it is. So because before what happened was I had my Z73NZXT AIO for my CPU that was hitting the back of the graphics card. So now that I got more space, now I got everything even out, and I will show a picture right now of what that looks like. So I got a lot more space in the case now, a lot more room. Everything's not as cramped anymore. One thing that you might have noticed in the previous video as well, I do not have any kind of case fans inside the computer. I only have the only fans that I have are in the AIO. So what that means is on the radiators that I have 2 radiators in the computer, right? So the radiators that I do have in the computer, one's for the CPU, one's for the GPU. So for the GPU one, that just is using the EVGA fans that came on the hybrid for the Win 3090 cooler. They work fine. Noise-wise, don't really hear them. And I have the LEDs turned off for the RGB. The NZXT Z73, those fans that I have installed on there as well, those are just the stock fans. And kind of two reasons why I did that. One, I wanted to control it with software. Two, the fans are already black. I do have, let me see. I do have all of these right here. These are a bunch of Noctua NFA14 PWMs. So I got fans I can use, but these fans that are in here are working just fine. Like my temperatures are fine, noise is fine. That's really all I care about, those two things. I think, getting a little hum out of the Noctua fan, and I was on an Air 540 case, so there's a lot of vibration whenever the whenever that fan was on. It was in the back for the exhaust. But now that I got this, I mean, you might not be able to see it, but I'm at 32 CPU, 24 GPU. I'm just sitting here. I'm not doing anything. Obviously, I can go watch like an 8K video on here, and it just doesn't really do anything. Okay, 8K is playing for this. All right, so I have 8K up right now, and looks good. CPU and GPU is not really doing anything. I got one drop frame out of 700, so that's nothing. It doesn't, the way I have everything set up, it doesn't really get hot. And I did create a custom fan profile for both my CPU and GPU. CPU, I use the NZXT cam software. GPU, I'm using the EVGA Precision app, the Precision X1 or Precision 11. And yeah, it working just fine. I'm gonna post that up for you guys up here as well. But those are the temperatures that I'm getting right now for CPU and GPU. So super low, and my fan curves, like I said, I have it set to where if I'm not hitting 65 on my CPU, my fans aren't ramping up. What I've noticed is whenever I have, like for my CPU, whenever I was doing a lot of downloading games, installing games, then the fan would brr, 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 and it was just non-stop, and it was really irritating because I'm only like, as you can see, I'm only like 3 feet from my tower. So the fans would always kick up and kick down, kick up and kick down. And I was just tired of it. So what I did was I created that fan curve to where, I mean, it's just a basic fan curve, but whenever 60 Celsius, 65 Celsius, that's whenever I put it as far as the target, as far as above the threshold, ramp the fans up, but gradually, not straight up, like diagonal, you know? So once I did that, the fans don't really, they're not jumping anymore. Every so often I'll hear a fan, you know, kind of just like zip up just real quick for a split second. And I wonder it's because the CPU temperature that's showing might not be the CPU temperature that's actually what it is. And I think that's what I'm running into, right? So, you know, fine tuning it, that's all. You know, it is what it is. Right now it's 95% done, but GPU temperature works fine, no problems there. You know, playing games, you know, I'm, like I said, 4 feet back. Playing Warzone, I've noticed, like a competitive game like that, and I'm not saying necessarily that it's not competitive, or it is, but it requires, you know, obviously more movement and so on. And I'm playing at 4K, so I'm already jumped from 1440p, you know, a computer monitor down to a TV now, or up to a TV. So it's a little bit different. Like playing like World of Warcraft, playing a lot of these other games, they're fine. But whenever you get on like Call of Duty, Black Ops, or I mean Zombies is cool too. But like Cold War or Warzone, when you get into Warzone, I've noticed it's kind of hard to, like, there's not lag, but since since the TV is so big and I'm only 3 feet from it, I don't know how to describe it. Like reaction, the reaction isn't like slower. Like it isn't like slower in that sense, but like it's hard to describe. I think it's because I'm playing on such a big TV, whereas I was playing on something that was half the size of this before, and trying to demonstrate it, like I would have to sit really far back to really like take everything in, and I think that's the difference on it, is trying to do that. So, anyways. Still like the OLED. I mean, that's not a deal breaker for me. I do have it mounted on the wall, if you guys were wondering. So I don't have it sitting on the desk anymore. That stand was probably 10 pounds. I got rid of that. So now that I have it all flush, I got these little cable management guys under here that I got everything kind of hidden in somewhat, at least. It'll do now until I get that butcher block. Then I can drill a hole and hide the wires. But yeah, I mean, this OLED, I mean, I would say it's well worth it once I got the 3090 in, once I got that full RGB on the HDMI 2.1. That fixed the red fringing, the red like haze I would get on text, like at the edges of text, like on the edges, it would all just be like a red tint. So that resolved itself as well. And yeah, I haven't had any problems with G-Sync on this. I don't use variable refresh rate on the monitor just because I'm using G-Sync. So I believe that's an AMD feature. I'm not 100% sure. I know some people play like PlayStation 5s and Xboxes and all that. I don't play consoles really, and it's not saying that they're bad. I just didn't really grow up on them. I grew up PC gaming, Diablo, Warcraft, etc. So anyways, I believe those consoles support variable refresh rate, and that's what the TV has, but I don't use it with the computer. So anyways, OLED, perfect, 3090, badass. Both together, and I always see my CPU at 20-30% playing video games, and GPU is always at 99%, so that's good. 10900K is feeding that 3090 just fine. And we don't have to worry about any bottlenecks. And these games, they look really, really good. These current games look really, really good on as far as like the textures and everything. And it seems like they have 4K textures that you're able to download, or it's built in, or it just recognizes that you're playing at 4K and displays 4K textures. But everything is so crispy. like this. Like that looks really, really good. I know you're seeing it on a camera, and it's really hard to describe, or really hard to visualize, but it is super, super crispy. Um, I haven't played Warzone really. That's been, I honestly, probably a couple months. But yeah, I was playing. I downloaded. Go there at the Ubisoft Plus now, and I also have Xbox Game Pass. I played Forza Horizons again some more. I'm able to run that 4K 120, everything maxed out. Looks awesome. There was a Watchdog Legions I downloaded. I was trying that out. That looks really good as well. Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm getting back into that. I only had maybe 2-3 hours in that game previously anyways, but yeah, looking at it on 4K now, everything is so crispy. And since I got that 120 hertz on the TV, it's butter smooth. So this is not your typical TV. Just for those watching, haha, it's a TV, Monty, I understand. It's more than a It's more than a TV. I would say it's a TV monitor hybrid, if you wanted my opinion of it. But I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, with G-Sync 120 hertz, it's really the best of both worlds. I mean, colors, it's accurate. The Since it's OLED, it's like perfect colors. Now, some of you might ask, like, oh, hey, Monty, what about burn-in? Well, I got a Best Buy warranty with this, so I don't have to worry about burn-in. They cover the burn-in, is what they state, so I don't have to really worry about that. I mean, the TV's really only about 2 months old anyways, but so I'm still, obviously, with an LG warranty. I don't think that necessarily they cover burn-in, but again, it's a YOLO thing, try it out. I tried it, and obviously I love it now, so, I mean, it's cool with me, but yeah, I mean, it really don't get no better than that. I mean, I got my fiber internet now that I got plugged in. I got my LG OLED TV. I got my 3090. I mean, shoot, I got pretty much is probably about as good as it's going to get. There was some things I was looking at getting, like a amp and a DAC, and then a pair of headphones again. But I'm more of a speaker kind of guy. I did like the headphones I did have previously. They were called Sennheiser HD6XX. I got those off Mass Drop. This is like 3 years ago, 4 years. I don't remember. It was a while ago. 2016, 2017, I think. And that's whenever I had the amp and DAC by Schiit, Schitt, or IITT. I had the Magni Modi is I believe what I had, and it was the older one. But I'm thinking about getting like another amp and DAC and then a headphone, because I do like headphones, especially playing games. I really got into it in PUBG. That's what, hearing the footsteps and hearing all that, it just sounded so much better. Whereas I have speakers, I could turn them up a little bit, but with kids and everybody else, and hear all that. So, but anyways, here's Call of Duty. Okay, well, there's my. See if I don't get killed. A full screen. Resolution, we do want 3840 by 2160. And I should get 120 hertz on this too. Sync every frame, that's fine. Highlights disabled, low NVIDIA reflex, low latency on. Everything else looks good. Shadow map, that's normal. Let's turn ray tracing on, particle lighting. Okay. Apply settings. Alright, so I'm getting 120 now, yeah. So it looks pretty good. Again, it's one of those things where you're playing on TV and you don't have that much room, like I said, between. I'm like pretty much almost arm lengths, maybe an arm length and a half. And it's kind of, I mean, I can move this down, but now see, all this right here is all like, so I'm just kind of just hanging on here, right? But it is. Okay, 120. But it's interesting trying to play like games like this just like I said, you're too zoomed in. It's the monitor size definitely makes a difference in my opinion. I think this works. Again, it is awfully big, but if you sat at a certain distance around, it would pretty much replicate the same exact thing as a monitor. You're just distancing yourself a little bit more. Even though it's 4K, in reality, it seems like it'd still be the same. Like the distance that you're from it, or the distance that you're close to it, like the perception would be equivalent. So pretty cool. Like I said, demonstrating a game like this, it is just way too big to play this close. Just because I gotta look I gotta look like 6 inches minimum, one way or the other, just to barely look in like my view, and that's pretty far. See, I mean, the response time is just kind of. It's not that it's really delayed. It's just since the TV's so big. It's kind of what you run into, but anyways. Yeah, OLED's great. 3090's great. CPU's still ice cold. Everything's still great. Again, I think my next upgrade's probably going to be the Butcher Block. Give me some stands for it as well. I can move this desk out, and then I can have a little bit more. If I was probably about 4 feet from it, probably about right here, I think it'd be good. I don't want to go wireless on anything. I like being direct connected to all of it. I just don't want to introduce any more latency in the computer, in the games than I have to. But yeah, this is a really, really kick-ass setup. I like it so far. It took a lot of time. I wasn't able to buy everything at once. So, if you guys are wondering, it took a little while over time, working, and so on and so forth. But kind of where my setup is now. I wouldn't mind getting some speakers, getting some bookshelf speakers. I don't know exactly what they call them. I think I was looking at some KRK Rockets. I think that maybe that's what they call it. The yellow speakers. Everybody seems to like them. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are speaker, if you guys are some gearheads, what kind of good speakers are out. I'm just using these Logitech Z623s, and they work great. I'm just kind of wanting to step up the audio game because right now I got everything else in the computer that's pretty much maxed out. I mean, 32 gigs of RAM, that's all I need. Even editing videos in Premiere Pro, it's so quick. Uses that 3090 as the NVIDIA, the render codec, so super, super quick. So since I already got the display, the best display I can get, the best hardware I can get for the most part, 3090, 10900K, and so on and so forth. The only thing left is audio, right? Audio, maybe accessories, desk. I do want to get a new chair. I was looking. They got DX Racer chairs, and they also have Secret Lab chairs. I was looking at getting a Secret Labs, but kind of, I don't know. I'm seeing the fake leather, the PU leather. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't want to buy it and then it peels. But then again, I think that this chair that I'm sitting in, and I have it linked in the video description as well. I got it from IKEA. It was like $50. I had it 4 years. It works fine. And it's just not a full, as you're able to see, it's not a full, like it's a full back, but it's not, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't cover the neck. There's no neck support. And it's just a chair to sit in, right? Before it was a metal chair. So, one of those ones you see on like WWE, like one of those metal chairs, folding chairs. So, the chair, I'll upgrade that. I think that'll be a nice upgrade. I mean, it's really expensive. It's like $450, I think, to upgrade that. So, I don't know. I might buy everything else and then upgrade the chair last. I already have a chair, so I'm not in the chair nonstop. But I would still like to get a Secret Labs or a DX Racer. I think there's another brand of chairs as well. But that's kind of like one of my next upgrades I would like to get. because I already have pretty much everything. Microphone's good enough. That's just a Blue Yeti blackout, so it's good enough. Keyboard, I just bought this a couple months ago. I don't eat like over here or anything, so my keyboard never really gets crumbed up or anything. If anything, it's just dust. So I'm not really worried about the keyboard. Like I said, it's 2 months old. Razer Naga Trinity as well. Works fine. Everything's plugged in. No problems with that. I don't really, like I said, speakers. I get speakers, headphones, amp and DAC. I think will be the next upgrade for me, and then butcher block for the desk. I don't have anything heavy on the desk anymore. I have the AT&T wireless gateway for the modem, and then I got these 2 speakers, keyboard, and mouse. That's pretty much it. This is on its own little table right here. This is just another Linman IKEA special. It's real small, real thin. It was like $8, I think, but it's enough to hold my tower easily. No problem on it. I would like to get like one long tabletop, and then I could set that on the end. That would be cool. Really, just a lot of planning. And then I have to buy it, and then put it in the car and haul it and all that. So I'm kind of thinking about what's the best way to go about getting a long tabletop. I was looking at 70, 80 inch, long, and I think it's like 23, 24 depth. I think that was the butcher block I was looking at, is like 150, I think. There are some that come pre-stained, but I don't want to spend $250 for it. I figure I could just buy some stain for $5-10 and just do it myself. But anyways, yeah, I know some of you guys got some killer builds out there. Mine is just kind of basic as far as like the visuals. I'm not super creative. I know some of you guys go crazy with the liquid cooling and all that. That could be something I can get into, but again, I kind of like the set it and forget it method, just kind of basic more or less. I got the good hardware in it. It's just the AIOs seem like they're good enough for what I want to do. Anyways, yeah, kind of rambling now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, the 10900K 5.2 still running rock solid. Everything is super low temperatures. I haven't had any blue screens, anything weird. Just make sure you update your drivers. Make sure you update your BIOS. You shouldn't have any problems. TV's updating itself, right? So there's like issues with the LG CX. Well, they issue auto updates for the TV. So, hey, TV auto updates itself. That's cool too. Everything seems to be great so far. So drop a comment down below if you have any questions for me about the build. Any questions about your own build. I have a Discord username that I have down in the video description as well. You want to add me, you want to chat, video chat, that's cool, whatever you want to do. Video ideas for me, please drop them down below. I have lots of video ideas. Some you guys may want to see, some you may not want to see. So please drop a video request down below if there's any kind of certain videos you want me to make for you. Like I said, I just got this Ubisoft Plus. I've been playing around with that. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that's a badass game. There are some games, Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass. Been trying that out. I've been playing some No Man's Sky, 4K, max textures, max everything. Looks awesome. When you're in the spaceship, you're outside the planet, and you're going to another one. Everything, since it's OLED TV, everything is perfect contrast, perfect color. Everything is great. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, like the video, comment down below. Please give me a video request if you do have one. Any kind of videos you would like to see, drop it down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.